Test. Mic test. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Sorry about that noise. I was trying to test it, and long story short, it was a little noisy. Again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Abhi DhiYogi with a curation of songs, stories, and ideas. On today's train of thought, time, space, and yoga. And some of the questions that we received, we'll answer all those in the context of time, space, and yoga. Be it relationships, questions related to relationships, questions related to stress and relaxation, questions related to how to. We'll answer. But before we start, a song. And it's about the space in between that separates you and me, that separates the sun and the earth and the moon, that separates electrons, protons, and neutrons, the space. Do you hear its silence? When you do, my love, the song says, you'll hear me. Sanalena, Sanalena, Kori पुकार क्यों रूसा रूसा है मेरे यार सुन लेना कोरी पुकार क्यों रूसा रूसा है मेरे यार सुन ले मैं आज रसिया रसिया दिल मेरे सुन ले मैं तेरी पुकार आज रसिया रसिया है मेरे I've heard a lot of people say, I don't have time for this or that. There's not enough hours in a day for me to complete what I need to. Always short of time. There are some who are very efficient in whatever they do. Seems like they have ample time for everything and everyone. So I wondered, how come? Does time run slow for these people who are really efficient? Or does the time run too fast for those who can't find the time to do all that they have to do, to be everywhere they have to be? What's the secret? So I pondered on time. What is time? The clock is ticking. Okay, great. 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 6 p.m. But I guess it's the same as, the sun. That moves. I wouldn't say the sun moves. I would say it's the rotation of the earth, that keeps moving from east to west, causing the sun to rise and then set. And we call that a day, from dawn to dusk. Then the nightfall comes, the stars, the galaxy that we see. And the earth keeps rotating for the next 12 hours or so. And then we again have the dawn, at least on half of the earth that I am on, So time, in actuality, is running, I guess, at the speed of Earth's rotation. 24 hours. One rotation of the Earth around its own axis. In black and white, Time. So it looks like all of us have 24 hours, but Seems like some of us don't. So as the earth rotates, I guess it gives us the ability to make our time. We can make 24 hours, or we could make 4, we could make 8, depends. But Earth is making 24, out of which we could consume, if I may say, yeah? However we want to, and make our own time from the Earth's time. Is one way of looking at it. Because it seems like Earth gives us 24 hours, but for me it might just be 8 hours. For some, it might be 16 hours, depending on what they're doing, right? How best are they making time, making their own time. So we don't technically have 24 hours, but we get 24 hours of Earth's time from the Earth, of which how many we make for ourselves. Is dependent on the individual. Some very efficient make all the 24 hours. How, we'll talk about later. And some make only, let's say, 10 hours because they may not be that efficient. What's the difference, we'll talk about. But yes, we do all have 24 hours from the Earth. And the key here is making our own time from that 24 hours. How about a song? Without you, all I ever do is cry. With you, without when you said that you love me back, took me a while to realize what happened when you said that you hate me, babe. Took me a while to realize and understand. With you, without you, all I ever do is cry, cry, cry. Guess I'm cursed, 'cause I want so much, and I get what I best. I wish for what I had. Guess I'm ruined, 'cause I need so much. When I get what I best, I wish for what I had. With you, without you, all I ever do is cry. Yeah, So as we talked about time, and pondered on it, how to make time, my own time, yeah, from the 24 hours given by this earth, rotating on its own axis and around the sun. I guess everyone pretty much can realize that the earth rotates in space. So I guess it's making time from this space. Give me 1 second. The battery seems low. There we go. So seems like the earth makes time as it rotates on its own axis and around the sun in space. So just a thought and an idea. I guess it makes its time taking what the space has to offer, which we think is empty. So we'll talk about that after. But in simple terms, let's go with that. The space has time, which the earth makes its own 24 hours from. And then we get to make our own time from these 24 hours that the earth has made. But I find it difficult. I can only make 3 hours or 8 hours or whatnot. I can't find enough time or make enough time for everything that I need to do. So where can I find this time? Or where can I consume this time from the 24 hours that the earth has made? guess the answer is space. Here. If I am here in this space, in this room, as I am singing my guitar and, playing and sharing ideas, if I'm here, right, completely, I guess, yeah, I find the time to do what I need to do in this space. So I need to play the guitar, tell a story and whatnot for half an hour. If I'm here 100%, right? Not in the past, not in the future, not somewhere else, right? But here, in this space firstly, yeah? Noticing, let's say, the paintings, the birds, the trees, the sun, this mic, the chair that I sit on, or the bar stool, yeah? And some comments and questions, yeah? I come here in this space. And in this space is where I can find time or make time. But the first step towards making time for ourselves is to come into the space that we are in, into this room. Maybe in the garden, maybe we are at work, or maybe we are by the beach, or maybe we are on the road driving a car. First thing is come. Anchor into the space where you are. Wherever we are, it don't matter. And as soon as we do, we will make the time the best out of the time that we have from earth. We will make the best out of it in our own time. And what I mean by that, again, is I am singing, playing the guitar, and if I'm here, I sing the best that I can, tell the best that I can in terms of the idea that I'm trying to communicate. If I'm not, then I sing out of tune and I keep rambling on words that are like a broken record, and which happens quite frequently for me, yeah? The broken record syndrome. I keep repeating the same thing in different contexts. But if I'm here in this space, grounded, anchored, I tend to make the best out of whatever I'm trying to do, starting with making time for what I want to do. If I come here in this space, so what's the first step towards making time or finding time? Let's come to the space that we are in the room, in the beach, in the garden, in the bathroom, or in the kitchen, or in the office, or at a friend's, driving in the car, or sitting still on a bench. Let's come into that space, and there we will find time, and there we can make time, which we'll talk about finally after the song. Space, time, and space. Where will I go? where I'll be when I leave. The time when I leave the space. In the now, in the here, in the now, in the here. What will you hear? And what will you send? What will you touch? And what will you taste? In the now, in the here, in the now, in the here. You will know what is real. You will know what is real. The touch of the breeze and the taste of the rain. The sound of the silent skies and the sand of the soil and the earth. The sight of the suns within all of us. In the now, in the here, in the now, in the here. You will know what is real. You will know what is real. The peace, the love, and the truth within you, me, and everyone, and everything. In the now, in the here, in the now, in the here. Thank you. I've come to realize, as I try to make time, as I try to find time in this space, I do so with my breath. So if the earth is rotating, one turn at a time, creating 24 hours, I'm breathing as it turns, creating my seconds, minutes, and hours, one breath at a time. I guess we take about 9 breaths every minute. That's about, give or take, 540 breaths per hour. Into 24. It's about 12,000. Plus about 13,000, give or take, yeah? 13,500, let's say at the max, is how many breaths we have per day, or take per day, or make per day, yeah? So as we said, when we come into this space, doing what we're doing, starting with making the time. How do I do that, right? Coming into this space, firstly, noticing the postures and things inside out, yeah? And bringing our attention to our breath as we take it in and let it out. Just paying attention to the breath. And if we find it difficult, then let's count the breath. Yeah? 1, 2. And that brings us into this space, in this moment, as we call it, that we are creating for ourselves. In this space, yeah? And being in this moment, one breath at a time, yeah? We give the best that we have to this moment. In this space and in this time that we have created. Because this moment is mine, yeah? How I fill it, what I do with it. In this space, that's up to me. I can be happy, I can be sad, I can be good, I can be bad. I can be productive, or I could be just sleeping and loitering around and watching TV. Don't matter. But first, if I come into this space, giving the best that I have to whatever I'm doing, how? By bringing my attention to the breath. I realize I'm making the best of the time that Earth has provided, the 24 hours, making my own moment out of it, one breath at a time, in this space that the Earth has again provided. And in doing so, I give the best that I can or I have in whatever I'm doing, which is playing the guitar, singing, compared to me not being here in this moment, thinking about what I need to do in the future, or thinking about what happened in the past, reminiscing or nostalgic or analytical or whatever you want to call it, but not here, right? When I am not here in this space, in the here, in the now, without paying attention to my breath, paying attention to everything else, I tend to not be giving the best that I was when I was in the here and now. So my tune, what I have to say, may not be as good as what it would be when I'm in the here and now. How to be in the here and now? Pay attention to the breath. Count it if we need to. And in doing so, we've come into this space and we're creating this movement, or we're being a part of this movement, which is a subset of the 24 hours that this earth has provided for us. And in doing so, we find that we have, by being in the here and now, 13,500 approximately movements or breaths that we can leverage, that are our own, in which we could make the time, the space in this moment, and give the best to it, and for whatever else that we're doing in this moment. It might be talking to our loved one. It might be working, let's say, on a computer or on the building, or cooking or cleaning, or I might be in a classroom, listening to some boring lecture. But when I give attention to my breath, I make the best time and space for myself to be in. And in doing so, right, with my attention on my breath, I give the best to, let's say, my loved one with whom I'm talking, to the work that I may be doing, to the teacher whom I might be listening to, or the discussion or a meeting that I'm having with my team. I give the best that I have only when I am in the moment, in the here and now. And doing so, I make the most time and space to give the best that I have to the rest within this time, space, or as I call it, this moment, the here and now, from which I have made this time and space. Vice versa also holds true, And how to be in the here and now? Focus on the breath, count the breath, and you'll bring your attention to this space, to this time that the earth has provided. And from that you'll create the moment in which you will bloom in your movement, in whatever you're doing, the best that you can. For you will say the words with love. For you will do what you need to do, the deed, with love. And the thoughts that come, you will express with love. Because the best within me blooms and emerges only with love. So being in this moment, a realization has dawned. As the earth creates this time and space from the empty space, for me, an idea that emerged and a realization is being in this moment, me too, I create my time and space from this moment. And every moment that comes, the best in it comes from love. So maybe, just maybe, the space that we consider empty, in which the earth is rotating, and that is a part of our every cell and every atom, everything, this empty space as we call it, is it filled with love? Is the question, is the idea, because from it come everything, and into love goes everything. that, my friend, I believe is yoga, which is to give the best that we have, to accept whatever comes my way, whatever it may be, and to learn from this moment, or everything in this moment, the rest, as I call it, on how to give the best, enables me to anchor in this moment, which is filled with love, the peace, and the truth. Thank you for being here, sharing your moments with me in this time and space. Look forward to talking to you more tomorrow, same time, same place. For the past concerts and the books and the ideas, you may visit abhi.dhiyogi.org. That's abhi.dhiyogi.org. Thank you.